In 2019, I upgraded to a 27-inch iMac, fully spec'd in both CPU and GPU, so an Intel i9. But in recent years, it started to get slower. Brush strokes in all my programs started to get laggy if the brush was about 50 in size and more. And let's not speak about the timeline when doing my video editing. I'm using DaVinci Resolve. So I decided to upgrade to one of the new Apple Silicon Mac instead. And so I did last year, to a MacBook Pro 16-inch M1 Max. Why not go with the current M2 MacBooks or even wait for M3 to come out? Well, in Sweden all new Apple products get more expensive with new releases. So the same spec M2 Max will have cost me around 52k Swedish kroner, while the M1 Max only costed me 32k. Was also thinking of getting the Mac Studio at first, but my brother convinced me to get a MacBook instead. Happy he did. So I went with the 10 CPU cores, 32 GPU cores, 32 RAM and 1TB of storage. Also 60-inch was the only available with these specs. To be honest, I kinda wanted the 14-inch in a way. So why not go with the Pro chip? Well, I wanted to future-proof me a little bit. Also, I wanted a machine that, if I wanted to, could handle 3D sculpting. If I ever take that leap, of course. The Hovling newsletter is a place where I write about my artistic journey to become a freelance artist with ADHD and ASD. A place you can find new art books, art tips and much more. It's 100% free to sign up and come to your email inbox weekly. Link in description. So, what I think about this project 1 year of using? Is amazing upgrade. Night and day. The only downside I have with this MacBook is the size. It's 16-inch, so it's more bulky to have in your lap when you're sitting in a sofa, but at the same time I love the screen size. So a little love-hate relationship. Another downside is that I had to buy a new backpack to carry it around, but I kinda wanted a new computer bag because the old one only had one strap. I'd rather have a backpack because my shoulders are a pain. And of course this 16-inch is a little heavy too. So a good thing I got a backpack. So how is it while working on it? Like drawing, editing and so on? Well, it's amazing. No program I use for drawing have lag anymore. Okay, Rebel 7 does have some brush lag, but it all depends on which brush I'm using, not the computer versus program stuff. For editing my videos, well, nothing has changed that, pretty much the same, but I guess it's because I have all my files on an external hard drive. I did buy a new cord for it that had a lot of speed, but I don't know, no change there whatsoever. But the timeline while making the video does not have lag anymore, something that happened a lot with my iMac. And I use a lot of motion VFX stuff in my videos. When they showed up on the timeline on my old iMac, it became super laggy. Nothing in the setting changed that, but for this new MacBook, well, it works smooth. Even more fun to edit now. And if you notice, I'm trying to up my game too. I also tested to stream art with the MacBook. Some people say you should not do it, at least from the early days, but it's night and day even here. When I was streaming on my iMac, let's say I was using either Clip Studio Paint or even with my iPad, the CPU was between 15 to 20%, if not higher. So when drawing it was very laggy, not fun at all. Not laggy when I was using iPad, I guess you understand why. If you don't understand why, I can tell you. I just connect the iPad to the Mac and find the device via OBS. So the drawing experience don't get hit because you have a standalone device. While using my Cintiq Pro, it needs to be connected to my Mac to work. Now it's barely above 5%. That is a lot of difference. And it's not even laggy. So it's more fun streaming. Oh yes, I'm using OBS for streaming. And also having Elgato Wave Link running in the back as well, plus having Firefox on and Apple Music open. Another point to make, I did have an overlay from Stream Elements when streaming on my iMac. Don't use that now because it never kept up with it when I was streaming on YouTube. This did slow down my iMac while streaming, but the CPU usage was high before I even used it. Also not using any cam either, mostly because I don't have a good place for it. And because I bought a MacBook, I also bought a display. At first I went with BenQ, but the light and the texture on the screen gave me a headache. That sucks because I wanted something cheaper for a monitor. Also, it looked very nice. Nothing wrong with the colors, etc. Just did not work for me. The speakers, on the other hand, on this BenQ was awful. Don't understand why they added it. If I ever will go for another monitor setup, I will totally go for a BenQ monitor again. So I ended up getting the Apple Studio display. Expensive? Yes, but worth it. I'm coming from an iMac, so I knew I could handle this screen. It's the same panels after all. Don't think the upgraded panels could be wrong. No texture on it, just the glass. Overall, I'm extremely happy I upgraded to this MacBook, and it's worth every penny. From an artist perspective, this MacBook has made drawing digital more fun than before. And I hope it will bring mommy joy for years to come. Until next time, happy drawing!